Good evening and welcome back to the Mancunian Way. My name is Martin. I'm your host and welcome to another post-match show. Yes, we're going to get into it. Some are obviously not very happy with yesterday. We'll get into it as we're going along. I've been putting some comments up at the start just so you can see everyone. Don't know if anyone's going to join us. We'll see. It might just be me and you today. We're going to talk about Manchester City 3, Leeds United 2. City running it back with a last-minute winner. So, yeah, let's get into it. Let's put some hellos. Big up to DC, Adam Quinn, Dash, Keller, Kathy, Katie. We're all in the chat. Danny, good to see you, mate. Sam's in the chat. Sam's in the chat. Big up to you all. Thank you for your continued support. Means a lot. Adam's throwing out Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob is going nowhere. Number 26 will be leaving before him. Want to bet, Adam Quinn? Want to bet? Hello, Adam and Keller, who was left out the matchday squad yesterday. Now on to the negatives. Nearly every single game. We start very well in the first half. Don't know what the fuck's going on dressing, but we're absolutely shit in the second. Yes, I get that, and we'll talk about it. Absolutely bottom of the league already. We'll see. We'll definitely be champions in May. We've got to cut out chance of sustaining a title challenge. We will need to cut the mistakes out and improve the mentality of the team. Second half was a disgrace to how just we dropped our asses off. Luke's spot on. Can Sharks smell blood in the water? Got to keep a winning mentality now. Big up, mate. 3 points. So many people moaning. We fought for the win and we got it. Yep. And we you. Come on, Luke. We're winning the treble. Also, anyone who blaming Donnarumma for the goals conceded, you're clearly not watching the same matches. We are. That guy is saying this. I don't know where the Donnarumma slanders come from. I think people are just looking for reasons. Kathy, I'm going sharp mode after March. Good. Yes, hello to each other. A couple of new players in Jan, right? We're going to say we might get rid of number 26. Adam, you got to chill out on that, mate. Chill out on it. I understand you don't like him, but it's, chill on the agendas, mate. Savio not going anywhere. Sam, it's been a nice weekend of football. Apologies, I was just wrapping up a recording on the South Stand. Donnarumma unlucky for the second goal. Chelsea with 11 win that game too. By the way, did Nunes run into danger? Just booed it and run the other way. Donnarumma was meant for us. People got agendas. After Nunes and Gabal exceeded those stupid goals, everyone dropped their heads and it goes 2-2. Now all of a sudden they want to put the pressure on when the shit is going off. Don't sully the badge. By the way, why didn't Haaland turn up? Yeah, talk about that. Yes, Dash, but the cam I think was important. Good evening, Magnus. How are you, male mucker? Wasn't Haaland triple teamed? Haaland was non-existent yesterday, mate. The problem is the attacker we have are not good enough to finish our chances, and we'd not even trust them. Well, they were yesterday, mate. Scored 3 goals. People say Nunes shouldn't be playing in Bernardo, no first goal. And Gabardio made a bozo, but he scored, so I'm giving them all a pass. Just love the Man City short, Foden and any old music. I was hoping Tajani would get some goals. We need a new right back. I don't trust Nunes. So one bad game and we're back to not trusting him again when he's been very good. Okay, it's your opinion. I bring in Cherky on Tuesday and Kusher and 8 Nora. Why 8 Nora? What did O'Reilly do wrong? All we have to do is keep within touching distance, perhaps improving jam window and apply the press shot. Spot on. Also, the way we performed yesterday is a disgrace. I think it's even bad at a Champions League game. No, it wasn't. Behave. Let's not do that because we didn't play bad all game at all. We were great first half. Still think we need Pep needs to use Mamouche bet. It might only happen after AFCON. I just don't know why we were shit in the second half. What was said is, how can it be a mentality thing when we scored in the 91st minute, Cade? How is scoring in the 91st minute not mentality? Yeah. Someone needs to explain that one to me. Seriously. Before people call me negative for the second half, did you really think that we were getting everything but the badge? Do you really think? Right. I'll get into it. Because I know loads of people want to do, and I get everyone's got loads of comments coming up. Bob out on loan permanent. I think it'll be a loan. Hello, Cather. Sir Danielle is here. I'm here. Big up, Steve. Big up to you, mate. How are you? Can't both leave. Why? Why would both? What are we doing here? As much as I'm not in a good mood, please do smash those likes. Guys, we did win yesterday. And we did win. Yes, I know we were crap second half, but we did win. We have actually closed the gap on Arsenal. Let's put this in perspective as well. We closed the gap on Arsenal. With 7 points, it's down to 5. Chill. Let's not do baby out with the bathwater. Simon, please don't tell me what to do, mate. Thank you very much. Have your opinion, allow mine. Don't come in here and dictate how people should think. Yes, people. I believe we can get better. Yep, I believe K was okay. We won. That's the main thing. Very worried. Right. The thing is, maybe some people got to stop thinking we're going to win 5-0 every game. How's it toxic positivity, Amar? Tell me how it's toxic positivity. No, your opinion is your opinion. Telling me how to think, Simon, is not an opinion. That's you trying to dictate to me. Massive difference. Please understand that. How's it toxic positivity? Then don't watch. Don't watch. Simple. What do you want? Jesus Christ. Man City and fan, Armour, you don't like it? There's the door, guys. Use it. Simple as. You clicked on. Right, let's get into it. First half, I thought we were very, very good. We created 14 chances. Really, really good performance. Thought we were positive. We were attacking. Scored a goal in the first minute. We were really good. Doku I thought was doing great. Doing that more, coming inverted and directing. And I thought we were really, really good in the first half. Really positive. Scored 2 really good goals. That within a minute, great ball from Nunes, floated in, and Phil Foden with an absolute perler of a finish. Put us 1 up. Thought that was excellent play. Really, really good. The other thing is that we've got to look at, quite simpler, is that, and then we carried it on. Thought we created a number of chances. Keller, great save from Phil Foden. Instinctive save, really positive, really good from Phil Foden. I thought he was excellent yesterday. Leeds didn't really pose a big problem in the first half at all. We'll get to the second half because it was poor, but we'll get to the second half. But what we got to stop, it wasn't a bad game. We had a bad half, which I totally agree with. a bad half. It was not a bad game. You're 2-0 up at half time, and to be totally honest, 2-0 flattered them. We could have been 3 or 4 up yesterday at half time. We were really positive, really good, and we moved it. We were really good with it. You don't create 14 chances and have them. Thank you very much, Weezer. We'll go on to say when I'm just going to catch up some of the comments. Nobody taking into account the Leeds actually were brave. They were. That substitution of Calvin Lewin really changed it. Because we were bottom of the league in the last minute of the game. Because we beat bottom of the league. But we've done that load, Simon. We beat Southampton in the 100-point season when they were bottom of the league. Come on, it's not wanting to win 5-0. This was Leeds at home, one of the on paper. He jumped well for Foden's goal. A win to be ashamed of. I'm not ashamed of any win. Right, some chill may pull the triggers tonight. The squad, the manager and the coaches are pathetic, conceding to Leeds to be on the joke. We'll go and play FIFA for them. Now it's considered toxic to back your club and find Seal alive in his Daily May. Happy with Semenyo news today. How does some people don't want him? Some fans would never make a good coach. Imagine their motivational talk. The results are more important than the performances at the moment. After Christmas, we need to improve if we are to win anything. Totally agree. How can you substitute to the lowest scorers? Is this aimed at me? So I'll unsubscribe now. No, you're telling me, Simon, you're telling me how to behave. Have your opinion, but don't tell me how to behave, Simon. Have some respect. I said, if you don't like my opinion, don't watch. I'm entitled to my opinion. You're telling me what to say and what to think. Have your opinion. That's fine. Is it possible pre-agreement for Elliot Anderson and Jan? No idea. We'll have to wait and see. The problem is we need to sign a goal scorer in Jan to help with the pressure of the other players. Well, we scored 3 yesterday. Remember when Sterling scored? Exactly. That's what I was saying. That was very similar yesterday to that Southampton game when Sterling scored in the last minute. Yes, the second half was crap, and we'll get into it. Steve, I want to defend more than anything. We are constantly saying about our performances don't matter till X, that, and we just push it back to suit our crap. Guys, calm down on toxic positivity and toxic negativity. Everyone is attacked. Thank you very much, Dash. Give Leeds some credit. They changed their shape, caught us out. They did. The way we approached second half was questionable. We simply have to do better. Spot on. We were excellent first half. Tell me how we weren't excellent first half. What, did you want to be 5-0 up at half time? I don't know. Exactly. Could have been 5 in the first half, and people are telling me we were crap in the first half. Jesus. Too many away fans in the home end. Yes, we'll talk about that as well. Sadly, there was a fan who has been hurt very badly by some Leeds fans. And they were Leeds fans. Don't care what the club say. First half was slow. I was there. So was I, mate. And it wasn't slow. So that's your opinion. Disagree with it. You don't create 14 chances and should have been 3 or 4 up if you're playing slow, mate. We should have been 4 up. We should have been. Leeds just stuck 2 physical lads up top and imploded. That's a concern. Yeah. Martin, we don't talk about our defence. We will in the second half because we were shocking. First half was solid. You were good until you said we were really good. We were very good in the first half. What do people want from that first half? I'm confused. 5-0 up, 6-0 up, 7-0 up. This is where the arrogantness comes out in our fan base. We need to stop that. It's Leeds, they get battered every week. Well, they don't. They don't get battered every week. They lose every week, don't get battered. The defence is buns, can't win a league with that defence on midfield. Leeds get battered every week. Right? I don't get your point. Martin, you said we wanted a statement win. Well, we didn't get it. But we won. How can you be ashamed to win? Some of these fans are crazy. Because they want to win 5-0 every week, because that's the arrogance that's come out. First half we were solid. Second half, the minute they get physical, spot on. Remember, the most teams that come up against City is a cup final for them and their chance to make headlines. So many sides up their game and their effort against us, and the following week they're crap. Things don't always go to plan. Rodri's been kept in cotton wool. There's my hope. Yeah. Villa beat Leeds 2-1 last week. Hamza Banter don't get battered every week. Exactly. Some lower teams up against City, regardless of their league position. You can concede 2 goals because it's called football. Agree with Steve. We gave them the 2 goals, really. Nunes, Bozon, Gabadio, Bozon. Need to fix up. Reinders, another. Yep, totally agree. Semenyo was a good player, but it's a big fish, small pond. I have a Grealish PTSD. Who was creating him, and he can handle a low block? That's a very good question. Few changes to Kushinov, Mamouche in. Some of this fan base has fallen off. Football is like this sometimes. At least we got the winner and showed some sort of mentality. I love to see that form from Foden. Foden was excellent. No team is easy to beat this season. People got to let go of the ignorance. I'd say it's arrogance, not ignorance. Simon, you support a real club with fans, not sit there. Let them support it's their opinions. They're allowed. I'd love to know what was said at half time. Right, that's what I want to get into. First half, those comments. We'll come back to some of the comments later on. We scored another good goal, which I thought was really, really good. I know there was a big debate for offside for it, by the way, which that took so long. That first half, second goal, it took so long to go through. It was embarrassing. You know, lovely play from O'Reilly. And it ricochets and Gabadio puts it in, and then we end up doing. And when you actually look at the screen, it was nowhere near offside. I don't know how it was a serious situation of offside. It was nowhere near offside. So yeah, rightfully given. Then, like I said, we had the chances with Foden. Kelly was making some very, very good saves in that first half. Not really heard of that goalie a lot, but he was very, very good. And then second half, I don't know what happened. We imploded. They brought on Calvert-Lewin, and our backline just crumbled. He seemed to get a bit more physical, and we didn't know what to do. The first goal was silly from Nunes. Totally agree. And people are having a go at Donnarumma, and I get it. I don't get the Donnarumma hate. I think that's just people are just seriously losing their minds at the moment. They want a perfection performance. The second goal, I don't know what Gabardio's doing. It was reckless. It was stupid. It was brain dead from him. Now, I know he has been carrying a knock, so maybe he's tired, maybe he's injured. I don't know. But it was silly from him. He knew as soon as he did it exactly what happened. And despite Donnarumma saving the penalty, it comes right back out. And the Metcha is there, Johnny, on the spot to put it into the back of the onion bag to make it 2-2. And then there was a worry then. There was a concern. What's this Simon saying? Respect, it's you who is shouting at everyone. Probably a big reason why certain people. No, Simon, you come on in, you give it the big one, and you get a bit back and you don't like it. So you're just proving you can give it, you can't take it. So bye-bye. Certain people don't come on this channel like who? Should have scored 5 in the first half. Yep. 100%. Only players I will credit is Diaz, Foden, Nico Riley, and Donna. Rest were awful. We need to focus in the first half, second half in every game. Stop this now. Great. We are second. Stop moaning, you plastic. Evening, lads. Are you also a bit concerned to our ability to play out of the high man-to-man press? No, I think I'm really not bothered by that. I know you are. I know you have been over previous months. I understand that. But I just feel I have concerns on certain players. Tijani Reinders, for example. I keep having this debate with people. I don't know where his best position is. To be totally honest with you, I don't know what is the best formation, the best tactics to play. I would seem to think he suits a ball possession. The problem is we're not always going to play ball possession anymore. We're going to play some little bit of 1-2 tiki-taka, quick transitional football. I'm not sure Reinders suits that. So I think Reinders, as much as some have given up on him, I'm not going to go into him on that. But I think he's still got time. He's only been here 5 months. I still think there's a very, very, very good player there. Very good player. But I honestly think our midfield fell apart a bit second half. I think Nico G, who has been phenomenal the last few weeks, I think he looked tired yesterday. Bernardo looked tired. Reinders shouldn't be tired. Yesterday would have been you like a little bit of Rodri to come in potentially, but sadly we haven't got it. We haven't got a Rodri. Oh, Rich is there now. Evening.
Hi. Evening.
Go on. Are you coming in for the meltdown?
No, it's interesting. I had the complete opposite opinion of Tuesday. Tuesday was Pep's fault. Saturday was the players' fault. And I said to you in the message, I just think we didn't adapt to a change in a team. Exactly the same happened against Brighton. We complete change in the way they were playing by the opponent. Brighton, there were 4 subs. I think it was only a couple for Leeds, but Leeds completely changed. They pushed, Lewis on. They went a couple up front, and we just could not adapt on the pitch to their change. And the same against Brighton.
Said that. Calvert-Lewin was a problem for us.
Yeah. I mean, Pep had coached the team to play a certain team in a certain way. That came true. We could have been easily 5 or 6 up at half time. But when they made the change, we just didn't know how to react. We didn't know how to change our setup. We didn't know how to do it. And that's on the pitch, because once you're on the pitch, the players have to make the change. I think I said to you that to me, it showed probably what Gundogan and Rodri had as an ability in the past when we go back to 24 and 23, 22. We changed the way we played on the pitch. We had a lot of leaders on the pitch. And, I'd have thought that Bernardo and Donnarumma and Diaz should be able to do that. But they didn't. So we just looked so poor for a team that had been so utterly dominant. And, it was individual quality that got us the win in the end. But we can't react like that to a change. We've got to be good enough.
I thought we were soft. We were soft second half.
Yeah.
That was my concern. We were soft. And it was unacceptable that second half. It was. Like I said, I think there was a touch of arrogance within the team during half time. I think they thought, because the first half was probably so dominant, I think they thought, we just have to keep doing it. And Daniel Farke is fighting for his job at Leeds United. And they're fighting to stay in this league. And they were always going to come out and have a go. And Calvert-Lewin is still a decent striker. Maybe not top level, but he's a top striker still for that sort of level. So I just think we didn't adapt to him, like you said. And the midfield just fell apart. And Gavardio, like I said, I don't want to kill Gavardio, but you can tell I think the guy's carrying a bit of a knock somewhere. He really doesn't like he's carrying a knock, Rich.
Yeah, he doesn't look as confident in himself. And I must admit, I'd be tempted Tuesday to go with Stones and Diaz at centre-back and give Guardiola, give him a couple of games off, because he's making a lot of mistakes at the moment.
I would give Guardiola a rest on Tuesday.
Yeah, definitely. I think Guardiola's potentially.
Yeah, bring cushion off him.
I'd bring Stonesy, but of course I would. Because we know Stones and Diaz are a brilliant combination. They can play left, right. They know each other's games backwards. And I just think we can't afford, not to get our form back and to have a dip in confidence. I'd just be worried that Kushinov, it was a bit of a big game for, away game, stuff like that. I think I'd be tempted Stones and Stonesy and Diaz give Guardiola rest. And, you know, maybe he does have a knock. And if he does, then, you know, he needs to rest it and get it properly fixed. I guess we just don't know.
See, this is, you're going a bit over TT with this. Guardiola's a joke. This is what I mean with some, you're going too far on the criticism. Yeah, he had a poor game, but he's not a joke. He's still a top world-class defender now. Come on. You've just got to get on with it. He had a bad game.
Yeah, no, Guardiola could be, you know, the best left-sided centre-back in world football. I mean, I've got no doubt that's his level, that's his ability. But, you know, he's had a few bad games. Everyone does. You know, who knows what's going on? He might be.
No one's going to have a brilliant game every game.
But he might have a niggle. He might be a bit sick. He might have something.
I'm sure he said he was carrying an injury. I'm sure he said he was. Are you drinking beer there first thing in the morning, Rich?
No, apple juice.
I was going to say, City our second half has drove Rich to the old beer first thing in the morning.
No, got a long day.
Do you know what bothered me a little bit? Yeah, Gabardio needs a rest. He probably does. And there's still listen, for me, there's a phenomenal defender in that. Like Neil said, they changed the tactics and we didn't adapt. We didn't adapt in that second half. But the one thing I said, people were questioning the mentality. The mentality isn't an issue when you score in the last minute. That's telling me they have got the mentality still. They still want it. Because what annoyed me was when we made the substitutions, which again, I still think were too late, but the tempo quickened at 2-2. We got going again. It looked like we were moving and we had to get it going. So they knew they'd messed up. They knew they had. And Cherky comes on, past to Foden, and Foden with a lovely finish, by the way, Rich. To a crowd
that was smart, a smart finish. That and that, you know, to me, it shows that Foden is starting to really get back to where he was. Yep. You know, he had a game the other week where a couple of really good goals, really important goal this time. And back in 24, when he won Player of the Year, that's what he was doing. He was stepping up. And he was taking the lead at the big moments. And actually, you know, it was Foden, not Haaland, who did that against Leeds, who stepped up, you know, with a couple of goals, very good goals. Yeah.
I didn't even shout, mate. So I just said, don't tell me how to think. Why did Pep take so? See, now that's my thing. I agree with that. I think the substitutions were too late, Rich.
Yeah.
Think they were too late because he didn't bring on the subs to be enough until 75 minutes was his first one, which was Reinders off, Cherky on, and then he didn't bring on Mamouche till the 89th minute, and Stones was a token one because we got the lead and he wanted to shut up shop.
Yeah,
by the way, does worry me, Rich, for Kushinov, because Stones was the first sub in, not Kushinov. That's why I said the other day.
Yeah.
Stones and Ake are ahead of Kushinov at the moment, whether you agree or you don't agree with that.
Yeah, but when you bring in someone on to close something out, you want experience. So, you know, you're naturally going to bring on Stones in that circumstance. You know, Stones isn't going to be able to, you know, we know he can't play 2 games a week, 90 minutes. So Stones isn't an option to come in full time that Kuzinov actually is. But if you want to bring players on to kill out a game, you want old heads because they're by that part of the game, the pace and their energy and the stamina isn't going to matter. What matters is the brain. And, you know, so that made sense to me. If the sub had come on after half an hour, it may not have been the same.
Yeah. If who continues like this will be sold in the summer, who? I don't need to talk about that.
Could be anyone.
That could be anyone, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's he on about?
Winning
scrappy games like those. I mean, the one thing I will say, like I said, you know, the crazy thing is, as much as we were bad in the second half, Rich, we've actually closed the gap on Arsenal this weekend.
Yeah, no, with 2 points goes to Tottenham. And let's be quite honest.
That's the crazy thing about this.
We could very, very, very easily have been so far away from Leeds at half time that they couldn't have got close. You know, we could have scored 5 or 6 in the first half. We were completely dominant. So,
Go on, Ed. Be careful, Ed. You'll get toxic positivity chucked at you.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing I thought, Martin, is all that what really mattered was getting 3 after 2 defeats. What really mattered was winning. Was winning, was getting 3 points, was not letting Arsenal go, potentially 10 clear. And as it is, we get to the end of the weekend, Arsenal 5 clear when it could have been 10. So getting all negative and crying about it does seem a bit silly to me. But,
listen, that second half was poor, and there's concerns on it, Rich, 100%. I'm not going to blow it under the table, but I'm not going to be. We won a game and people are reacting like we lost the game. Yeah. And I think that's because they were expecting 4-5-0 to roll out.
Yeah. Well, unless you're Alan, then you had a draw probably.
No, Alan had 2-0.
Did he have 2-0? Right, okay.
Ed, what do you think of yesterday's game? Because some are thinking that I'm just glazing, even though I have said we were poor second half.
I think the first half, big up the panel, by the way, big up the chat. For me, the first half, I felt like we dominated the first half for the majority of the part. I mean, of course, you're going to have a few long balls here and there that are going to give you some troubles that you have to deal with, right? That's with any game. But I think for the most part in the first half, we minimized them to a great deal, and we created a lot of chances. And it just seems like that we struggle at times to put away our chances. And we have great chances in front of goal. Gavardio, even though he scored a few minutes later, he had a dead-on header that he hit straight down into the ground. Right? O'Reilly has a dead-on header with a shoulder. Right? We're not even going to talk about all of Reinders. For some reason, every time Reinders shoots, it gets blocked. Right? So, for me, I thought the first half was okay. Was good. We're up 2-0. You see the game out. You be defensively strong. You're good to go. But then the second half, and I know me and Rich have talked about this before, for some reason, we don't start strong in second halves. No. We struggle at the start of the second half, and we let teams find themselves, and we take on a lot of pressure. And I think that's something that needs to be changed, because you cannot let a team come out, whatever changes they make, and get a foothold to the game and you're on the back foot. Because it's going to cost you. I think we have some players right now that, are not playing up to the level. Vardio for the past month has been poor. We have to call it out. He's been poor for the past month.
But saying that, Ed, don't forget, he missed the first 2 months.
Yeah.
He was out for a long time, if you remember.
Yeah, but it's no excuse for us, because we've got the world's best centre-back on the bench, so what's the worry? This is just an opportunity for Johnny Staines.
What did you think of the Donnarumma going down?
It's the game. I mean, to be honest, we've had 10
he has
years.
tendinitis in his knee, apparently.
Yeah,
I don't know about
we've had 10 years of teams, goalkeepers, if they're not losing to us with 20 minutes to go, trying to take 3 hours to take a goal kick. We know full well when City are on top, players go down and need goalkeepers need to tie their laces. I mean, it's just football. It's people say it's cheating. It's not. It's in the rules. It's gamesmanship, and every team on the planet does it. And that's probably just showing Donnarumma's experience versus Ederson. Ederson probably wouldn't have had the smarts to do it. Donnarumma knows the game, knows what's needed, and that Italian mentality, because they always have been, when it comes to gamesmanship and playing to the rules, I think the Italians have been the absolute masters of it, and it's shown with their World Cup record. They know play football with their heads, and Donnarumma did it, and people do it every game. If the if the league thinks it's against the rules, they'll change the rules and stop it happening. But just smart.
See, that's a good point. I made this. I think we spoke this earlier. I said this time last season we'd have lost that game yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Probably 4-2. Probably 4-2. I mean, we'd have.
So that's why I'm questioning the mentality. Because, like I said, there's been many occasions at home where we've scored in the last minute against lower league opposition.
Mark, let me talk about the Husinov thing, because I hear a lot of people calling let's be honest here. When he came back from international break against the Carabao Cup and in UCL, he's been poor.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why people are calling for Husinov. Like,
yeah, I think people are saying he's been injured because he said he's got an injury.
You know, like, come on.
I don't think he's been bad. I think yesterday was his worst performance of the season. I'm not gonna lie on that. I don't think he's been bad. Like I said, I think Nico G looked tired yesterday.
Yeah, well, he's been played a lot. I mean, you know, he's taken a lot of responsibility this season. You know, he's the one player who had to play on Tuesday, had to play today, has to play every game. So, I mean, I don't know what's going on with Rodri at the moment, but we really could do with him in this coming month. So we don't want Nico G to have to play 8-9 games.
See, you go from A to Z, mate, too quick.
Pep had tactics. Pep had tactics to play Leeds, and we absolutely dominated them for 45 minutes. Pep didn't know those changes.
No, a lot of people think we weren't great in the first half, Rich.
Well, no, we were absolutely.
We weren't 5-0 up.
Yeah, well, there was some not wonderful finishing and a couple of not great balls, but overall, tactically, we were absolutely dominating them, and we should have been way further up than we were, and that wasn't down to the tactics. That was just down to slight individual, you know, unlucky. Great saves, great blocks by Leeds, slightly off passes, but tactically we utterly dominated them. And you know, they went out the second half, and Pep, for all his genius as a coach, he can't possibly know if Farke's going to change nothing, because most of this season Farke hasn't made changes. He's been getting a lot of stick for the Leeds fans for not making changes, and he made quite a radical change when you're thinking about going more attacking effectively against the team you're getting bad by. So it's then up to the players to react to that because they're on the pitch. Pep's not on the pitch. You know, until Donnarumma got injured, he couldn't give them a tactical team talk. So, you know, ultimately that's down to the players. And that says to me that we haven't got the players in the team who take ownership for changing how we're playing. And saying, right, they're doing this now. We've got to shift our positioning a bit. You know, this player needs to come inside. You know, this player, you know, someone go on him, you know, mark him, whatever we're doing. But that wasn't happening. And maybe that's not having Rodri and Gundogan, who are, you know, probably the two kind of on-the-field captains we've had most of the last 3-4 years.
Yeah. Rich, your dogs have got a lot to say.
They have. We've got painters in next door.
I mean, so, Rich, Ed, is it as bad as people are making out?
No, we gained 2 points on Arsenal and we got 3 points.
Because I'm just going to be quiet now because I'm toxic positivity. So I'm just going to really just keep quiet because, yeah, imagine the meltdown if we drew. Yeah, we won and people are having a meltdown. The thing is, we've got to win in a certain style now and win by 5-0. Again, the second half was crap. Totally agree with you. But we did win. We did win.
Yeah.
Super chat here. Thank you, mate. 7499. Big up, mate, as always, with your amazing support. Martin, you're right about this fan base. They don't know what they want. Twitter is cooking GG, even though our defenders made stupid mistakes to goals. They're also saying no to Semenyo, even though they cry for the clinical winger. This is the problem, mate. People are all over the shop. I've said this. There is this player FC is still in the fan base. They want Pep out. They want every player out. They want the tea lady out. I get it. It's just, and then they go, well, I've got standards. Talked about this on Thursday. No, you have expectations. Don't give me this standards thing. It's boring, this standards debate. You know, people get called, you have no standards if you're happy with the 3-2 win. We're now going into telling people how to support and behave and how to think. It's crazy. I don't know where they got it from.
And we want to be getting results at this time of year, not playing at our absolute best. You know, we need to be playing our absolute best March, April, May. Yeah, I genuinely think, and I know they've got a very, very good team, but I genuinely think Arsenal are peaking too early overall. I don't think they're going to go on and win, for example, the Champions League, because, you know, you don't want to be playing your best now. You know, Paris were pretty terrible this time last year, but they set up their season so that they were at their peak pretty much in the Champions League final, which is perfect. Do you know
we've had the most injuries this season?
We've got the least now. We've actually got the least now, though, thank goodness.
Yeah, we've got the least now, but this season we've had the most injuries.
Yeah, we had the most, 3 games in or something? We had the most.
Yeah, Kushnoff is fully fit. All new signings and people expect them to click overnight. We was on a 13-game losing run. Kushnoff is better than Nunes by a country mile. Nunes is god awful. It's weird that, because Nunes, everyone was saying, was amazing.
I think it's hard to criticise Nunes this season. He's been, since January, this calendar year, he's been one of our better players, easily in the top 5 players overall. You know, I don't think anyone thinks he's a real right back. You know, he isn't a real right back. He was an attacking midfielder, but he's been in our top 5 players this calendar year, and I think he's not a player who should be blamed for much. No, my dogs want Johnny Stones in the team every week.
Yeah, I mean, for me, listen, we had a great first half, poor second half, and we got the win. I know it's not what everyone wants. I hear it. They want to win 5-0. I want to win 5-0 every week. But what we've got to do now is, yes, poor performance, good result. We move forward. We've gained ground on Arsenal. And then what we do is now, we move forward.
It's all about Tuesday.
And we have to get the win on Tuesday now. We have to get the win. We've got to get that win. For me, we've got to get to January, stay within touching distance, stay in the pack, get a couple of signings in, and then go. I mean, by the way, do you want to say anything on Foden, Ed? Rich always gets up early, seeing as you have got his shirt there.
No, I just want to say, you know, Foden has got a lot of criticism, deservedly so, from last season, but, you know, I think he stepped it up. I'm not saying he's back to his prime, his best, but he's definitely moving through the gears, and, you know, he's shown up. He's shown up a lot this season for us. He's carried us a lot this season. I would say Haaland first, and then Foden. And, you're talking about UCL matches. You're talking about in the league. You know, he's doing his job. You know, and a lot of people are saying, "Hey, should we have kept Palmer and sold Foden?" This all this. No, we have the guy that we need, and it's great to see him get. I know we talked a lot about maybe him as an 8 dropping deeper and passing and all that stuff, but it's good to see him in the box, because when he's in the box, he has quality.
Well, we beat Fulham. I have no idea, mate. I'll let you know when I'm down there.
Yeah, no, no reason not to feel optimistic. I think we need to get our rhythm back. I think the international break really destroyed that. I think we're starting to get confident, starting to get a bit of rhythm. So the break, I mean, you know, probably we need to make a couple of changes for Tuesday, you know, partly for rotation. and partly to, you know, give us a couple of players who might need a break. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I'd play Reinders on Tuesday. I think I'd probably put Foden 8 and Cherky.
Yeah, I just said
10.
that. I played Foden.
I like that,
on Tuesday.
and I think I'd bring in Stonesy for Guardiola.
Do you guys not think Marmoush could be where Reinders was and have Foden where he was?
All right, I'm going to really put you somewhere. I'd probably give Marmoush a go over Haaland. I thought Haaland was awful yesterday.
Yeah, no, he was poor.
Sorry, no one's mentioned Haaland. I thought that Haaland was awful yesterday.
Well, I don't think he got service though. Like, what do you think?
No. I'm not going to do this excuse FC for Haaland. Told you, I'm not playing FC.
What did you want from him? I thought he did. I thought he did.
Nah, there was no bullying. I thought
well when he had the opportunities.
I thought his body language was dog awful yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, I'm saying on the pitch, what did he do wrong?
No, his body language looked really off on the pitch.
He's looked like he's had a yeah, I agree with Martin. He's looked like every game this season he's had a real mojo. He looks like
yesterday it was like, oh, I'm playing Leeds. I can't really. It's like he got all sentimental yesterday because it was Leeds.
You know, I don't know. I thought at Newcastle he looked a little bit not quite as confident as normal. I don't know whether it's getting that was it 100th goal that's, you know, been hanging over in the last 2 games, and he's got it in his head about, you know, breaking that record. Because he hasn't looked quite. This season. He has looked like, I think I'm the best player in the world, and I'm going to play like the best player in the world. And the last Newcastle, you know, off the bench against Leverkusen, and yesterday, he's looked a bit like last season, just not so confident. He might be tired. He might have had a, you know, baby crying all night or something. I don't know, but he just hasn't looked quite that his self that he's looked all season. I mean, I'd like Marmoush. I'd like Marmoush. Yeah, I'd like Marmoush to start. But I must admit, Martin, I'd go Marmoush and Doku right, Marmoush left, and Cherky in the middle.
But at the end of the day, Martin, if Nunes hadn't played yesterday, we wouldn't have scored the first goal either. So swings and roundabouts, mate.
No, I'll put Marmoush in the 10, Foden right, cutting back inside, and Doku left.
That's what I mean. It was Nunes' first mistake since Brighton, and it's like people have been waiting to go at Nunes. I agree. He was poor.
Yeah, but in that time, Guardiola's made about a dozen mistakes. Cherky's made about a dozen mistakes. I mean, you can't just pick Nunes when he makes a mistake when other players in the team are making 10 times as many. You know, that's not fair. You got to treat them equally. And I think Nunes, you know, he's not a favourite player of mine, but for 2025, he's been one of our best players, and it's hard to deny that.
And like I said, listen, I'm not one of these people I don't do player FC. I'm sorry. If you perform bad, I'm going to say it. I'm sorry, but I've seen him fight every single game. You are spot on, Rich. Yesterday, he looked like Leeds United. I don't want to fight so much.
Yeah.
He's entitled to a bad game, by the way. I'm not saying he's not entitled to it. You can't. No one's going to play amazing every single game. But, and again, I'm calling it out on yesterday's game. This is the problem. Too many people are scared to call out their favourites.
Yeah, at least, you know,
you can't play because we're still playing FC in a lot of people's minds.
Yeah, you cannot play like he played September, October, November for club and country.
But we're not blaming Haaland.
Averaging about 2 games a goal, 2 goals a game.
That problem with that Austin is he can do absolutely nothing and then get away with it. We don't do that with all the other players, though.
Well, some of them can play really well week in, week out, and they make one mistake and we're hammering them, like Nunes. Yeah. One mistake, he's getting hammered.
We've got to stop this player FC. The badge on the front is more important than anyone on that back.
Apart from Stones. Stones has an exemption, man.
I'm not saying drop him forever. I'm just saying maybe put him on the bench, give Marmoush a go. Let's see. I'm not saying
Mark,
keep it in forever.
Mark, you know Pep's going to do that, though.
Well, but that means then we're giving the attitude of no matter what you do, how you do it, you're always playing.
I mean, did you see the pictures with Pep after the game? They were hugging and laughing and stuff.
No,
I've got to go and do school lifts, Martin. So
yeah, big up, Rich.
Take care,
I don't know
mate.
if there is Blues down under. Let me know.
I can do Tuesday night. I don't know if you can do it. I know
I can do it. I can host
birthday celebrations.
Just let me know.
Yeah. So I'll speak. I'll send you a message after this, and we'll see if we can work it out.
Take care. Enjoy the school run.
Okay.
Stay out of those carpool lanes.
Exciting times. Cheers. Bye.
Try 4-4-2. You know what? Never happening. The days 4-4-2 are over. FIFA, mate. Haaland looked bothered because they didn't create chances. Listen, people are allowed to have an off game. That's all I'm saying. You know, Gabardiol an off game. Nunez's shit will always be shit. That's fine. You've got an agenda against Nunez, Amar. That's absolutely fine. He's given away a pen, a bigger mistake. The way he bloody travelled through him, yeah. You know, that was just one of them. City needs to use my, well, he's going away next week, I think. It's not about tiredness. Haaland said we didn't want it against Leeds. It was weird that it was Leeds. It was like the worst team he could do it against. Even Superman, exactly, you are spot on. Too many people protecting him, but he's not played badly. Sorry, that's where we disagree. Haaland has a soft spot for Leeds. Let's give our players support even when they have a bad game and make mistakes instead of having meltdowns. I'm trying, but I get slagged off for that. 2 games in a row without a goal. Haaland was marked out of the game. Nunez made the first assist, so we're forgetting that. Exactly. The Viking played like Larry Grayson on Generate. Whoa, I don't know who's Larry Grayson. I don't know who Larry Grayson is. Donnarumma, Nunez, Stones, Diaz, Nico Riley, Gonzalez, Bernardo, Foden, Doku, Sabino, Haaland against Fulham. Good evening, Total Talk. How are you, mate?
Not too bad, chaps. Not too bad, are we all?
Yeah, not bad. What did you make yesterday?
Given the context of what's happened today and today's result, bloody good thing that we got our job done, didn't we? Bit concerning about in terms of the management of the game, and I'm praying that it was a wake-up call for some of our big players, because we're not going to keep getting away with that. Especially when you look at how the first half went. We had it all our way, one-way traffic, and then to allow them just to come back into the game by making a couple of changes. It's not good enough. Very disappointed with that equaliser. Really, really disappointed, because I'm sure we've all got high expectations of Guardiola. Any good top-level defender would have just shepherded the ball out there. You just don't need to commit to that. But I hope lessons are learned, especially for the players.
Ed, anything you want to add to that?
I mean, sometimes you need an ugly win. I know there's no that, I know sometimes we all want a pretty win or blowing teams away, but it's okay to have an ugly win every now and then, guys. To just get it across the line. Sometimes that shows something too with your team.
Yeah. I mean, listen, that first half was poor. It was poor. Second half. I'm not going to glaze it and say it was great. We were poor that second half, 100%. But first half, I thought was a tale of two halves. Daniel Farke made an adjustment, and we didn't know how to deal with it. We didn't know how to adjust to it. Calvert-Lewin came on, and we didn't know what to do. But I'm not going to say we were bad all game, because we weren't bad all game. That's your expectation to be 5-0 up. There's not a team this weekend who's won that game like that. I know everyone's going, yeah, but everyone's crap. They're in the bottom three. They're here, there. Liverpool want to beat West Ham 2-0. Yeah. Why aren't Liverpool winning 5-0? There wasn't anyone who's, for me, let's look at the bad points and the good points. United won at Palace. Everyone's scared of Palace. Villa only beat Wolves 1-0, by the way, at home. Yeah. Aston Villa, who were probably the most informed team, only beat Wolves 1-0 at home. Sometimes it's just them moments. And sometimes the moment like yesterday, yes, second half was poor, but we got the win in the last minute. Leeds United dug deep. Daniel Farke's fighting for his life. We have this thing, we've got this arrogance of just, we should be slapping them 5-0. I wish it was that easy, guys. I wish it was that easy.
I guess the frustration's more so just the manner in which we allowed them back in the game. And I just hope, because we saw this happen last season, man, when we went on that bad run, where we're giving teams encouragement. If we're going to start giving handouts, if we're going to start leaking cheap goals and then allowing teams to get back into a game, then you can bet your bottom dollar they're going to come at you. And that's what happened last season. And I'm not expecting the same thing to happen this season. We've come a long way since then. But we've just got to be careful not to, in a game where we're 2-0 up at halftime, we're in control, and then we're just giving away a cheap goal, and all of a sudden the deficit's halved, and that team's thinking, right, we're going to have a go here. Because we're just inviting unnecessary pressure, aren't we?
Yeah. But like I said, you know, I'm not saying we were, there was a number of players that were bad yesterday. Pep made it, you know, the subs a bit too late. What are my thoughts? People saying the team has no winners in the squad without Rodri. That's garbage. There's treble winners in that squad. So I don't agree with that. Savio, no. See, we're just giving up with Savio already. So I'd say I get it. But just many. It's a weird situation right now because I think there's still that arrogance, that expectation of where Manchester City, we slap everyone up. And I think people have got this thing of we're going to go right back to where we were 18 months ago. And we're not. Sometimes you win the league ugly. Sometimes you win the league ugly. Considering, do you know what? And I know everyone's going to go, well, you're not going to like this, but this is factual. In the last 3 games, City have picked up more points than Arsenal. In the last 3 games, we picked up 6 points. They picked up 5. And what did I say? I didn't say it was going to be defeats for Arsenal that may cause them problems. I said it'd be the draws. They've had 2 draws in their last 3. We've had 2 wins and a loss. And we've closed the gap. Now, what we're going to make sure is we don't do that performance again in the second half. But I said this to Daps earlier. There is no easy game in this Premier League right now. There's no easy game. Bournemouth were 2-0 up. Look what happened. The Premier League's just damn hard. And I get it. I know everyone's frustrated because a lot of people wanted us to slap them up, especially being 2-0 up at home. First, I will say it again, second half was unacceptable. But now we've got to put it right. We'll make hopefully 2 or 3 changes on Tuesday at Fulham. And we'll get back. Because if we can beat Fulham and we can beat Sunderland, we'll be in a very decent position. That's what we've got to focus on now.
I'm glad you touched on that point about the easy games thing, because what we're talking maybe 10 odd seasons ago, 15 seasons ago, whatever, where your toughest games are usually anyone inside the top 6. Now, I'd say anyone in the top 12, expect to fight on your hand, expect it to be a competitive game, and expect to put your best team out.
Yeah. I think many have just, and again, it's a lot of onlineness at the minute. Everyone's just shouting, bawling, they're angry. And I get it. But it's just, it is. What we're going to do is cut the silly mistakes out now.
Got a question for both of you, sorry, if you don't mind me asking. So, the Mamouche situations are puzzling me a little bit because he's just been given scraps. He's been given 5 minutes here, 7 minutes there. He's not. I know he's come back from injury not so long ago, but again, since then, he's not really been given much time. And I'm just wondering, has there been some sort of fallout, especially now you're seeing a lot of these rumours regarding Semenyo and a few other attackers? Is there some issue going on there with Mamouche and Pep where there's been some sort of fallout?
Ed, what do you think?
I think Marmouche should have definitely been brought on sooner. I don't know why he waits until like the 85th or 88th minute to bring him on. I don't know what that's about. Like, I don't know why you can't bring him on at the 75th minute, the 60th minute. I definitely would have brought him on sooner, him and Turkey on sooner than what he did.
Just bear me, you three talk while I just go and sort my son out who's screaming at his PlayStation in a very bad way.
Vader, what do you think about Marmouche when Pep brings him on or waiting to bring him on? What do you think about it?
I think, large up everybody in the chat. Good to see you guys. I think Pep needs to look to get him onto the pitch a lot sooner. I think that's the biggest challenge he has, and it's unfortunate that we have like the reverse problem of what we had when Julian Alvarez was here, because Julian Alvarez obviously is an attacking center forward, not quite or he plays a 9, but he preferred to be on the right-hand side of that pitch, right? Marmouche prefers to be on that left-hand side of that pitch, and now we have Doku over there that's obviously very comfortable coming central. I don't know how Pep kind of figures this out. I don't know where the changes happen, but there's too much quality in Marmouche. He's a goal scorer. He's got an eye for goal. He doesn't score the goal that he did last year in terms of goal of the season without having the confidence and the willingness to shoot. As soon as he got subbed on, right? There were crosses going into him. He was getting himself into some positions, even with regards to, like, he's not known for his heading, but he put that on point. So I don't know how Pep does it, but he will need to, again, maybe to the dislike of us as City fans, he may have to, I'm quote unquote dropping Doku to play Marmouche on that side with a potential sub later in the game to kind of keep rhythm going, right? Sometimes you're not dropping players because they're not performing well, but like the challenge that he had, and he did it the wrong way. We've all said this. The 10 subs, the 10 changes he did, he can't do. But he needs to try and keep players that will have impact in a rhythm, in a rotation. And I think he does that by sometimes being like, Doku, yeah, you're playing great. I love what you're doing. But I gotta drop you to play Marmouche. You'll get into the game and back and forth with regards to those two players. I don't know how he does it, but we need it to happen, even though Marmouche is going on AFCON later in the year. We need that quality on the pitch, and I think we also need, which was really apparent to me, we need to be able to keep the pressing, or should I say, keeping up with the play intensity. We need to keep that going. If players are kind of walking a little too much, half jog, sub them off. Sub them off and let's get fresh legs on it, even though we may think that there's a dip in quality. I think we need to keep that pace going, because that's what the teams with lesser quality are doing to us, right? Like, we often criticize our players for dropping quality, but when we look at who we're playing against, we would easily say that who they have starting or who they bring on the bench isn't as good as who we have on our bench. But it's the energy that we don't have. So I would like to see something like that moving forward, because we do need to match the intensity that we're going to get from Fulham, that we're going to get from Sunderland, that we're going to get going into this a game every 3 days. So it's up to Pep to figure it out.
See, but I agree with Formidable. We have lost that aura. I agree, because we're not that team anymore. That's the thing I think some fans are struggling with. We're not that team. We're rebuilding that team. We'll always remember that team, but I think the problem is some people are struggling to adapt away from that team. That team has been amazing, but we are transitioning. Some are just struggling with the transition right now. Maybe we're not that team to spank everyone 5-0 anymore.
Martin, can I speak on this aura thing, please?
Yeah.
I want all of us as City fans that do find ourselves frustrated, that are like, I want my team back, right? Like those fans that say, I want my team back. Let's go back and see how we got there. Go, if you want to go on the web and type in 2017. If you want to just see, look at our roster. Look at how we played, or look at how we won, and I think this manager is trying to instill that at its building blocks the way he did it then. Now we've got a different squad. We've got different leaders now, and the players that are going to have to play some roles, the players are going to have to be leaned on. What do? We won the League Cup. When everybody was laughing, oh, City is spending all that money, Pep, the world-class manager, come to City, and they're so happy to have won the League Cup. Well, he instilled the winning with the League Cup first. And we won that thing 3-4 times in a row because he's like, nah, this is what we're going to demand, and you start early. I think we got to build it. We got to build to get to that aura, and we can't just say we won the treble 2-3 seasons ago. We won the four-peat. That takes time to get back to it. And some of us think it's just instant microwave, Instagram, instant oatmeal, whatever it happens to be. They think it's just a turn on the switch.
Well, this is an important Thursday, Martin. It's Pep starting to get that. But he also needs the ability. We need to buy better players.
Yeah,
that isn't all going to be done in one window.
And
we're
still
to buy
players
into it.
And we'll have to buy players and get it wrong.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll buy players that everybody will be like, ooh, I saw this player play. They're really good. Get them to my club. And it doesn't work. Like, this is why I say go back and see who we signed and who we dropped and who didn't work out. How many years did we go trying to find a left back? Right? Yeah. Like, guys.
And like I said, how do we get the order back? It is very simple. We have to buy better players, and I think we need to do that. But we can't. There's only 2 opportunities to do it, the summer and January. It's no coincidence that the first chance we get to do it, we've been linked to go and buy players in January.
Yeah.
Just on that as well, and this is a point that gets often quite easily forgotten, is look at the talent pool out there. Just in general, just across football right now, is nowhere near to the same standard as it was 10 years ago. Nowhere near. And therefore, you're just trying to... You've got a narrow market anyway. You already got a narrow market in terms of quality you're looking for, because you're looking for that world-class level quality, whatever. And then let's just say there's only 2 or 3 players in the position you're looking for that are that level. But you've got 6-7 teams trying to chase that player.
Yeah. And
then what do you do? So let's say the talk of the town right now is Elise. Everyone wants Elise. And I'm one of them. I'm sure both of you will love Elise to turn up. But if Elise tomorrow says, yeah, I'm open to moving summer, we're not going to be the only team in for him. You can Salah will probably go in summer. So that's one. You got Liverpool there. You'll have... I won't be surprised if Madrid or someone else wanted him, because again, they're trying to get rid of Madrid. Before you know it, there's 4 or 5 teams queuing up for one player, because the talent quality is just not there as it once was. Whereas back then, we was able to go and get Mahrez without too much competition, or was able to go and get Bernardo without too much competition. But now there's a shortage of quality.
Facts. You're on mute, Martin. You're on mute.
I was going to say, why would Kushinov come out in the second half instead of Nunes? Nunes had done that wrong in the first half. In that first half, Nunes had done that wrong. The error came in the second half, but you can't predict an error. Pep can't sit there at half time and go, tell you what, I'll take Nunes off Kushinov because I've got a feeling you've got a moment in you here. You can't do that. I think we just got to chill out on that a little bit. You know, why was Oscar Bob left at home again yesterday? It's quite clear he's not ready to come in and play as much as we all would like him to do. In Pep's eyes, he's not ready.
Spartacus, you and Martin, we need to revisit our list conversation.
But we might do that later. We need
to revisit it because you guys are making fun of my list.
Thank you, mate, for the 10 gifted. By the way, Bevo did an amazing thing yesterday. There was loads of teddies picked up for charity. Big up, Bevo, for the 10 gifted, mate. Well done yesterday. So proud of you, mate. And get in touch because I'm not available for the Sunderland game. I'm away. So yes, December's a big month for me because it's my birthday. I do a lot of aways and all sorts. So I am missing the Sunderland game. So they'll probably win 5-0. So W's in the chat. Pardon?
Are you Saint Nick?
Saint Nick? No, I just get busy in December.
Okay.
Celebrate my big day. Got to celebrate these birthdays, you know. Martin, I think the next few signings have to be the right ones. Yeah, Pep and Viana are working now. The plan is to get going now. We're just going to wait. Like I said, we've got to get people out to get people in. So don't expect January the 1st. Oh, him in. No, because we can't actually bring anyone in right now till people go out. So I think a creative goal scorer in the middle solves more of our problems than a winger. Was that not?
You're not ready for that show, Sparkus. You're not ready for that show.
Is that not Foden at the minute? Here's a good one. Imagine 2008, Company now joining City. Everyone wouldn't give Hamburg Company the time of day, I bet you. It's true. Because we are in a different place. We are in a different place. I understand the standards part. I get it. I'm just said that it's... I don't know. By the way, Martin isn't interested in Joyce. Liverpool fan reported said we're looking to trigger. Yep. Maybe other things City are serious about it. Yes, we are serious about it. Very serious. Nunes has done well. Yeah, I don't get why you'd even do that. Until the squad finds balance. Bob isn't last season's because of his long injury. I agree. But he wants to play. That's the problem. 150 toys donated. Big up, mate. That's amazing. I want to be on the stream. I'll call out every single word. Just we'll do a show later. Chill. Promise you, Sparkers. Join the space later. Pep out, Bevo in. But yes, Martin, Bob didn't play in the second half. The wingers were still instructive. It's a scheme issue that starts in the build. No, part of making is Bob, he's not going to make it at the City this year. I know that hurts you, mate. But sometimes when the writing's on the wall, the writing is on the wall. He was left at home again yesterday. At home. Not saying I think I agree with it, but again, we say this again. Fans don't choose the players. I know we're all managers and we all want to pick the tactics and pick the players and sell the players and get in the boardroom. It's not our job. You know what? I'm starting to like this Yildiz fella. I think Nick might have been right about on this Yildiz fella. I think Oscar Bob's injury is much worse than we all think. It seems not only to have affected him physically, but psychologically. Maybe. Also, I don't think there's some... All right, you three on Semenyo. What would Semenyo bring that others haven't, in your opinion?
What would he bring? I think one thing in terms of his physicality, and he is a very quick player. We've seen him play on the left and the right. I think the way we're set up right now, we're looking to find someone to play on that right-hand side. I also think that's why many of us are like, oh, Olise, we're happy with that type of signing because of how he would play over there. Kudos is another one where I was like questioning, why are you going to Spurs? Why? That would have been another talent that I would have liked over here. Right-sided, has that good left foot, very pacey as well. But Semenyo falls within that ballpark as well, and I think he's a strong player. I don't know what the price tag is for him, but this is the one
60.
thing. And 60 for that talent in this market seems reasonable, more than reasonable. So all those kind of play really well. Is he a player that wants to compete? And if when we really look at him as a player career-wise, what's his hardware? What's he been able to accomplish? If he's looking to be like, where can I go somewhere? And I know winning is expected. I know trophies are expected. I know the big games, the big moments, I have a chance. Hopefully he's looking at City and considering it. If we're targeting him, I'd be happy. I wouldn't be upset.
I think for me, he can also creativity-wise as well. I think he's a very creative player. I think he can consistently beat a man. I think we lack that. Besides Doku, I don't think we have a winger that can beat their men on a consistent basis. And also what Vader was talking about, he's a physical player. And I'm thinking about sometimes how our press look at times. If we are doing long balls up the pitch at times, you do need a winger like that can maybe just hold on to the ball and let our team catch up with him. I think he can do that as well too. Yeah.
You are rewarding a stubborn manager that creates his own problems behind you and is accommodating Pep. This coach needs to work with him, not the director working for him.
Total Sport, what do you guys say about some
Can I just say, by the way, formidable for the £2 sticker, mate. Thank you. Appreciate your support as always. Go on then.
So, something that Martin touched on earlier was the fact that somebody'd have to leave before we can sign. So, for me, Semenyo and how well he does all depends on who's he replacing. Because all indicators point towards it being somebody on the right-hand side, probably Savinho. As much as I hate to say it, but it's likely to be Savinho. He has played on the right wing, Semenyo, and he is a goal threat from there as well, which is a good thing. He's 2-footed, he's goal threat, he's got the pace. I don't like having to say this, but he just seems more of a Liverpool sort of player than he does for us. However, we have got an ex-Liverpool assistant coach in our ranks these days, so perhaps that's the route that we're going down ourselves. So maybe, just maybe, this is a sign of transition into a new style of play. And if that is the case, then yeah, why not? I mean, it'd be nice to have a winger that is going to be a goal threat. It'd be nice to have that because, again, we love Doku. He's doing a great job dribbling or whatever, but he's more of a creative type. We need someone that can actually bag the goals from the wing as well. So yeah, I don't mind it at all.
Big up, Steve. Take care, mate. Chelsea versus Arsenal played 1-1. I don't think it was a very good chance for us to win. And I think this is... Yeah. Sorry, yeah. That's the thing. We have closed the gap today. Despite a really bad second half, we have closed the gap. Sorry, I've got to bring this up because it makes me laugh. Super City, Semenyo and Morgan Gibbs-White, Savinho, Lewis and Bobba. We're back on the Morgan Gibbs-White train.
Let's not do this. We're not starting up these Morgan Gibbs-White. We're not doing this. We're not doing this, guys.
Stephen Pep Linda's out. Kudos scored yesterday. He did.
Did you guys see Vicario? Did you guys see Vicario coming all the way out to the sideline? That was shambolic.
Hey, sometimes keepers lose their minds a little bit. Sometimes they're... Listen, we just saw Nura do something silly as a sweeper keeper. We saw him just now do that. He should have kicked it out of bounds first and foremost. Like, yeah. He was acting like he played for City, trying to keep possession while being pressed. Like, just clear it and reset. It happens, but terrible decision.
I love to feel alongside Pep as a gamer being and the best coach where we're looking to have him seriously. We are. Bobby's good, bro. Listen, I like Bob and I want him to do well. The thing is, I think Bob wants minutes. That's the problem. Also, Martin is a club tracking a player called Pablo Barrios. Not a name I've heard, but I will ask.
Martin, going back to your point, though, when you say that Bob wants minutes, any young player that wants minutes, and let me plead to you, we've seen examples of Sancho, we've seen examples of Lavia, we've seen examples of players that have left. Talk with your agent. If your heart is to play amongst these City players or some of the players that you feel you can play with, but you haven't been given the chance to show it, talk with your agent. Make sure you have a way of coming back. I plead to you, if you're blue, put that into your contract so you can come back and play with us when you get that playing time that you demand and think that you need to really showcase your skills. We want you back, but don't do anything that's going to have you gone forever, because I don't want to see that. I like players that have come up with us and see them see them play with the first team.
Elliot Anderson, I think they will go heavy for. I think Elliot Anderson is someone they'll go for.
That's the one I'm most excited about.
Elliot Anderson, we're talking about him since last January when everybody wanted Wharton. Everybody wanted Wharton. Wharton this, Wharton that.
Wharton's not a bad shout either, but I hear you. I hear you.
Spartacus, you know, ball, mate. I've mentioned Barrios to you many times. He is a baller. 1 minute.
Martin, why do I feel like you're holding back on a name? I always feel like you're holding
He's
back.
got information to drop at another time. You know, he can't give you everything in this show. He's got a few things he's like, listen,
Ed, stop the Wharton 8. Why don't you like Wharton?
For what we need, the profile player that we need, Anderson is more to what we need than a Wharton. No, that might change if Rodri does go, but then the club's looking at, you already have Nico G there. Do you want Nico G and Wharton at the same age that play the same position? I don't know.
Whoa. Yeah, why not?
Well,
if Rodri goes, we need to.
Just injury. Well, it's not that. I thought he was more injury prone, but I had a look at his injury record the other day. It's not as bad as people proclaimed it was.
I don't know about that, Martin.
You know, okay. Let me say this real quick, because when Ed was speaking, it kind of triggered me with a thought that I had. Football has changed in a way where we know that these players are getting more games. I think we can all agree that the intensity of the games also changed as well in terms of, and I haven't done the geeking out and the nerding out to see how our players running more than before or our players' heart rates higher now than before, but I think there is a greater demand. We're about to go into a run of a game every three days. I think there might be a point where the manager and the club, despite what some of these players say, I want to play, that for the betterment of their career and for the club's success, that it's like you're getting subbed off at 70 minutes. I don't care that you're cooking. You're getting subbed off. I'm bringing someone else on, and we're going to compete that way. So when Ed's bringing up, you know, Wharton and do we need 2 6s potentially, I'm saying yes, because I think if we're going to want to keep the quality game after game, players aren't going to be happy, but you're going to realize your career needs it. Your career will be sustained longer, and you'll get paid more if you're able to be healthy longer.
But Vader, no, I get what you're saying, but I'm saying Anderson's going to cost you $89 million. I read you maybe didn't get maybe a cheaper option at that position, like a Kamara, like a.
Okay.
I
All right,
think
so not so much. Yeah, gotcha.
We're
Not so much
chucking
that we
89
would
million
have to,
around here. 89 mil. We're just chucking that around like it's confetti. 89 mil.
Inflation, Martin. It's different times.
Oh, inflation.
Listen.
I like that.
Game consoles used to only cost $100. Now they're like $500.
We're doing an inflation market now. See, Darcy's come back. Pablo Barrios and Lamina Kamara, who, yes, we are looking at as well. Barrios, of course, to the people who've seen him, he's just a proper baller. On Kamara, I hear he's quite technical, but also athletic. What a disaster. We got 3 points. Just take that in. We didn't get beat. Careful now. Careful now. Your toxic positivity. Is that applied to everyone? Gator?
Maybe a
You know
misspell.
it's
I'm
not.
not an alligator. I'm Vader, but it's all good.
He's back on his island. You know it's not. Daniele, these players like Haaland are selfish. I think all footballers are selfish.
No, okay. Every successful athlete gets to where they are.
Monaco, Kane, I believe. It is Monaco, isn't it, Kamara? Go on, Vader. Carry on. He's called you out.
He has Gatorade. If my application with regards to players having to be dropped and having to have competition, hear me out clearly. I haven't fully formed this out because usually when I have this thought, but I haven't quite got it perfectly worded. I'm gonna use an example within nature, okay? An ant colony has killing ants, has farming ants, there's the queen, there's people that need their roles. I didn't want to take this analogy to army because that goes somewhere else. Players need to have their role. Players need to put in a certain stint. I hear so many that are questioning and thinking that Haaland isn't good enough because he doesn't press, right? Haaland doesn't press like everyone else. Well, Haaland also clears the ball differently than many other players, right? He has a height advantage and he's asked to do things defensively for us, set pieces, that isn't asked of other players as well. So, okay, we're gonna allow you not to press as much because we're gonna demand you more on corners, defending, as well as scoring. You're muscling against two center backs all game long to reserve some energy. Okay, take it easy on some of your pressing. But we're going to ask another player to press more, but we're not going to ask them to score as much. We're going to ask another player to get in physically, defensively, but we're not going to ask you to be involved in the attack. Players have roles for a reason. When we talk about dropping certain players or having to have some rotation, it's also position based. It's also on how much is going to be asked of you throughout a game. Haaland, of course, can't play every single game, and there's going to be points where, disgruntled or not, Pep's going to have to say, you're coming off. I need you for the next game or a game later. You're coming off at 60 minutes. You scored a goal or you didn't score a goal. Tough luck. Be better next time. And we move. I do agree that it's going to be applied to all players, but in different ways, if that makes sense. And I know the comments are going to be there. Martin, I am so very sorry. I had to tell Wifey, give me a second. I got to go do a quick errand. But guys, I'm here for this convo all the time. Martin's going to send me the link. I'll be here as best as I can. We'll have this conversation, whether it's on YouTube or in Spaces.
What time are you live tonight, so people know?
I'm doing my best, 10:45. That's why I want to run and get back. So 10:45
That means half
UK
11.
time.
Because he's going on an errand, and the errand's going to take
No. I want to be. Listen, I want to be on time. I already pushed it.
Elliot say now. Elliot said to tell you all the
Elliot will
truth.
cut. Elliot will. I'm subbing out. He's subbing in. Guys, total football. Good looking out. Ed, Martin. Talk to you guys. Take care.
Take care. Go on, Elliot. Good evening, mate.
Hello.
You all right?
Man. I'm very good. How are you?
Come on, Elliot.
We're just having a meltdown when we lose now. Never mind when we win. Meltdown when we win, never mind lose.
What's going on, man?
Go on then. Fill us in. Yeah, we've already said second half was shit, by the way.
What do you think the all were good?
Pardon?
What do you think the first half was good?
Yeah, thought first half was very good.
Really?
Yeah.
That surprised me.
I actually think first half were very good. Created a lot of chances.
Not just think
Kelly
they were
made
poor.
some brilliant saves. Bit of both. I think second half, when they made the change to Calvert-Lewin, I think we fell apart a bit. I think we went in with a touch of arrogance at half time of game one.
You do know you got released though, don't you?
Pardon?
You
Yeah,
do know
he got released. Yeah, he got released by Everton. Yeah.
But that's probably a bit of a concern, the fact that what we got.
Well, Newcastle.
Is it 400 million in defence on Saturday? And I feel like that's doing that. It's a little bit of a concern moving forward. For an example, when we play at the Bernabeu in a couple of weeks. So, yeah.
I'm going to speak to you. What's this Donnarumma slander going on? Because I know there's a lot of.
I don't. I've not been.
Apparently Donnarumma is not very good anymore.
That's just Spartacus, that though, isn't it?
No. There's a lot of people coming after him.
Yeah, that's Spartacus is fake account.
They're saying he's flopping too much. I don't understand all this stuff.
He wants to stop getting booked, man, because he's going to get himself world record bookings as goalkeeper, I think.
I mean, believe it or not, I know it's crazy, and I'm sorry to do the upper clap a bit, but we have closed the gap to Arsenal today to 5. I know people ain't gonna like that. City will be tonight.
I think the only issue, what I would say is, from my side of it, I think I'm not as confident going into a lot of games at the minute. I don't know whether people are feeling the same. If they're not, fair enough, that's their opinion. But I don't think that we actually. I'll be honest, I don't think we're good at the minute. If I'm honest opinion, I just think everything looks a little bit disjointed. I think his press looked miles off. I think Foden spoke about this. People are pressing, other people aren't pressing. On the ball, we looked lethargic, I think, at times. I mean, I'll not speak on the Tuesday night thing because that doesn't need speaking on, but the fact that that's his squad depth, I do think is slightly concerning, if I'm honest. I think the last time I was on here, funny enough, I was with you and Ed, and I questioned that. I said I don't think his squad is at the levels that it should be at.
Then that's why we're going shopping in Jam.
I mean, the only problem is, I think, how long's Semenyo done it for, though?
Well, that's any player, really.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look at Mahrez won the league with Leicester, didn't he? And then we signed him the season after.
Yeah, I mean, people are talking about Aguiluz.
Aguero at Atletico. David Silva, when we signed David Silva, I think he was a pretty proven player. Obviously, I agree. You've got the ones where they haven't proven it, like Company. I don't think really proved it when we signed him. I don't think nobody knew what he was going to be. I thought Ake was a good defender, but I think he got way better under us. But no, I don't know at the minute. I just think it looks a little bit.
See, Amar, I've got what do you mean can't keep shopping, especially at Aldi when we should be at Harrods? You're not going to go and get an Elise and all that now, mate.
Well, you're not going to, in all fairness, if you don't put an offer in.
But Bayern Munich aren't going to sell him unless it's Silla.
It's if he wants to go, though, isn't it?
People think this just go and get top players is easy. Said this the other day, 5 clubs have spent over 100 million in 30 odd years.
But in all fairness, though, Martin, look at the club situation at the minute. Money talks.
No, it's whether we go and do that. There's not many. I mean, Amar said this the other day. Not many want to go near that 100 million mark. They get very worried and dodgy about it. And the trouble is to get anyone who's top, you are looking at. I mean, for me, I don't think Semenyo and Elliot Anderson are older. I think Elliot Anderson would bring a lot to us, and I think Semenyo, I have reservations.
I have it the other way around, if I'm honest.
What, you're more worried about Anderson?
Yeah, I think Adam Wharton's a better fit for us than Elliot Anderson.
Ed doesn't like Adam Wharton.
Mental.
No, he's a good player, but I think for what we need, I think Anderson is better. When you're just talking about a physical presence in our midfield, and that's every time we play against a physical midfield, we get dominated. I don't see Wharton changing that.
But is this not the problem, though, Ed? Because you're saying physical in this and other, but then like on Tuesday and Saturday, for large spells of the game, we had we had the ball and we didn't know what to do with it because the players, they just didn't know what to do with it. Pretty simple, really.
Well,
we were just passing sideways and passing backwards.
I think we're caught in between two areas. I think we're caught in between possession and transition at the minute.
The problem is we're not good enough to play possession, I don't think, anymore, if I'm a total honest opinion on it.
But Elliot, I can point in both of those games in clear-cut chances that we didn't take.
Yeah, but they also missed chances, in all fairness.
Yesterday, we should have been 4 or 5 up at half time. We should have been.
But then they could have got 4 or 5 in the second half.
No, yeah.
So it swings and roundabouts, isn't it, really?
Yes, I do think there's a real chance we get Semenyo, yeah. Especially with Liverpool woman and Aaron. That Liverpool woman has made me think we've made the move.
Just a quick one, chap. So what do we think our biggest area of weakness is? Do we think it's more the defensive side, or do we think it's the midfield?
Winger.
So I think is the reason why we're conceding the goals, though. or the way our midfield is able to just get cut through, and even our defence right now is showing a bit of weakness.
For me, I'm looking. Oh, Elliot, you can go.
No, go on, man.
For me, I think if you score goals, it takes pressure off of your defense, and I think it does something to the other team's psyche that, oh shit, we're down 3-0. Let's pack it in, right? I think when you leave opportunities there for teams, they gain confidence throughout the game. And if you don't kill off a team by not taking chances, you're asking for trouble. I think our midfield, I think, there's just question marks in our midfield, right? Like, I think you can't in our defense at times, but for me, we are by far missing too many chances. By far.
I think we do need to improve the midfield. I think we do. I think the midfield needs to get more physical, more dominant. I think it's shown the last couple of games we are missing Rodri now a little bit. The last couple of games, especially. Haaland's in that. By the way, Mark, thank you for the super chat. Midfield is the biggest area for me. I would agree with that. I think we need it. Like I said, I think Elliot Anderson would be a good signing. I do.
I'll not answer your question total football because it's not going to be a pleasant answer, I'll be honest. Because I don't think, if you want me honest, I will tell you what we're going to say then. I don't think we're good in any areas. That's my honest opinion. It might sound a bit negative and a little bit, but I don't think to win a title, I don't think there's any. I'll give an example, right? So you hear the media speak about our defence, right? They probably watch a handful of games. I'd say they probably don't watch every game like we do. But you even speak about our defence, and then you watch it on Saturday in the second half, and you think, maybe they have a little bit of a point with our defence. We probably watched 3 games previous to that, what the media haven't seen, and we've spoke about our midfield, our attack. I mean, the amount of conversations I've seen, even within the stadium, about who's his right winger, who's going to start on the right, every game. Tuesday night coming up, who's going to start on the right? Why are we having this conversation? Who's his right winger? Who's going to play in the middle with Nico Gonzalez? Who's going to play in the middle with Phil Foden? We haven't got a... This is what I mean. I feel like we're trying to push players into positions to get a bit of form, and then I'll give an example. So if Moose plays for me on Tuesday and he plays well, I always use the thing a bit like Martin, keep him in the team, let him have a run of games. But then the problem is that's not going to happen with Mamouche because obviously he's going to be going to the AFCON.
Yeah,
so the next problem then is who else is going to come in? Like I made my feelings pretty clear about Doku, but for me, Doku's had 3 good games, and now I think we've seen a little bit of a drop off, which is normal. That's fine. He's not going to have a good game every game. I'm not expecting that, but when he drops off, who's coming in?
See, I said people won't agree with this, and I understand that. I would give Haaland a rest on Tuesday and play Mamouche up top.
Who's going to score?
That's going to go down like a shit sandwich, though, isn't it?
No, I know it will, but I'm sorry, we've got to have the same energy for every single player.
I don't mean the fans. I don't mean the fans.
Yesterday,
I don't mean the fans. I mean the players.
In that Haaland did, we'd be going up the wall.
Can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I thought we... Yeah, all right, Elliot. I think the weekend, I thought we were very average. First half, we were okay. That's all. Okay.
Where did this okay in the first half come from?
Well, I thought
we were okay. Yeah, I agree with
I think I've watched a different game.
No, I think we're okay. I think Leeds were fucking terrible first half because they didn't press us at all. But as soon as we gave away that goal in the second half, first one, I thought we were fucking terrible second half. Because it's like when we do concede sloppy goals, which has happened more than a few occasions, it's as if we just take the foot off the pedal and teams have a go at us and we look so vulnerable. It's untrue.
Scared.
Yeah.
Scared.
You know, I think we are, and I don't like saying this, but I think we're mentally weak. I think we're soft. And if people know what I'm saying by that, I just feel that there's something not quite right. You know,
do you think it's what we spoke about, Al? Do you think a little bit of what we spoke about, the fear factor thing? Do you think that's a little bit of a big thing, or what?
Yeah, I do. I think yes and no. I think some of the signings we've made have been okay, but that's all they are. Okay. I'm very disappointed with Reinders because we know, like I said to you, Elliot, when I spoke to you, is I think Reinders has been a big disappointment because we all know what he can do and what his ability is, and he's just not fulfilling it. And I'm thinking, what the hell's going on? Because at weekend, we've just too many players that are okay. Yeah, we've got players that are filling in and playing the positions that are not used to. And like Nunes is he's done well for someone who's not a fullback, and he isn't a fullback. I don't care what anyone says; he's not a fullback. And he makes the own mistake where he's not a defender. You can see it. Like a weekend, that was a silly mistake.
First mistake since Brighton, though.
Yeah, I'm saying, you know, he's done well in that position. I'm not going to criticize him because he's done well, but that mistake then gives them the momentum to have a go at City, and I just don't. I think we're mentally soft, mate. I really do.
No, listen, I agree. There's problems, but listen, if I said to you we've got problems, but we're second in the bloody league, imagine when we don't have problems. Then
I know. I just feel if you go through the squad.
And that's not even being happy clappy. We are genuine. We are second in the league, and we've closed the gap to Arsenal.
I know. Well, I'm saying we if you look at the squad and the people we brought in since last January, and you look at the players we've got, are those players good enough to win us trophies? I'm not so sure. Well, I don't think we'll compete for the league title. I've said it from the start, and I still say it now. I don't think we've got the quality to do that.
More and more games what goes, I tend to agree with that statement from Alan, and that's worrying. And I've someone's put in the chat about me. You can't disagree with what I'm saying. I'm not here to be agreed on, and that's not what I'm here for.
No.
But what I'm saying is I'm speaking with how I feel. And at the end of the day, there's that little bit of, I know Martin, well, he maybe think so, he maybe not think so, but in the stadium yesterday, it was almost like when Leeds scored the first goal, it was almost like,
here we go again.
I think we know what's coming here. And it's sort of like, I think that then filters onto the players, and you see Foden on the far side giving it arm waves to the crowd, trying to get them going. And it's like everything has
we have problems in the treble season. It's too early to judge.
Different,
I
completely
do feel
different.
we are pacing ourselves, and
look at the squad. Look at the squad what we had back then, though.
The squad,
you're never going to get that squad back, though.
I disagree with that, Martin.
I do. I don't think we will. That squad.
Martin, do you know when we won the 100 points? You know what season that was, don't you? How many seasons that was into Pep's career? That was Pep's second season.
Yeah, but we bought
people like Sané, Sterling. We had Maris Sandy in the summer after. We had David Silva, we had Bernardo, so we had Foden, we had Laporte.
Yeah, and we got better after that. We went and won trebles.
Yeah, but that second season is when we did the second season is when we did the Centurions.
I think this is the problem for me. People are doing their expectations are now trebles, doubles, 100 points.
Well, obviously,
that's my problem.
That's what
you're never going to get back there.
But what else are you meant to compare it to, though?
If we're going to forever chasing that, then no manager has.
No, but what else? But then you offense them people. What else are they going to compare it to?
No, but what you should do is
you can't compare it to 1999, can they? Or 1998?
But you try and win a league a different way.
But what I think people are saying is the way that we've gone about it, which I would agree with. I'm not disagreeing with them people. Is we've dropped massively off. I mean, if you can't see that on Tuesday, then
I agree.
I sort of struggle a little bit on that.
We were so far ahead.
I just think, Martin, don't get me wrong, we all hope that the proof is wrong. We all hope that. We all hope that we're going to win things, right? Or at least compete to win things. But I've looked at the squad, and there's a lot of players out of form, which there is, completely out of form. I think there's a lot of players who we've got I think we've made a mistake on. You know, some of the young ones that I always stick up for the young ones, and you know, Rico Lewis, is he going to make it City? Probably not. And it's a shame. He's a very lad like me, so you know, at the end of the day, I'm gutted about that. But you're probably right, Martin. He's probably not good enough. O'Reilly and Foden are good enough. They're very quality young players. But some of the players that we've brought in, I don't think are going to get us to where Pep would like us or the fans would like us. And that's.
I think he knows how. I think he knows how. I think that's the thing. What I've noticed a little bit. I think, like, I watched the interview, the actual press conference from Tuesday. I don't know whether any of you have watched it, but it's quite telling when he's speaking about the players who he's currently got, and he's almost like you can see for him, and you're thinking, you know, them players, what you're saying. When he's sitting around and he's saying, "I believe in them more than they believe in them," more than they believe in themselves. Sorry, you can see it in his face. He knows. I think he knows it, and they're not the level of what we've, and that's fine. That's fine. By the way, I'm not digging any player out for that.
Can I ask everyone's opinion?
Yeah, I'm with you, Sam, on this. I think we've gone a touch too arrogant in our expectations, and I understand it.
I agree with that. I
think there's this arrogance, and we should stuff everyone, get back to where we were. That team took years and years to build. Took 7 years to win a treble. You don't just land there. I think there's this.
So 1 year to win a league, though, in all fairness, Martin.
But we can win the league. We've closed the gap today.
No, but you're saying the rebuild thing. Well, it only took him
People are
1 year
saying
to win the league.
This is worse than last season. Well, it's not, because we were never in a title race last season.
It's not worse than last season, but there's supposed to not enough for people's opinions. That's fine, isn't it? By people's opinions,
that's fine. No, but Elliot, it's like Liverpool fans. You spent half a bill, we're going to dominate the league again.
It's like you said to me, Elliot, on the weekend. No one fears us anymore. And they don't.
I believe that's a big thing.
That's what you want. You want to be feared. I'm not asked about being feared.
Yeah.
No, but of course you need to be feared.
I'm not here for people to kiss my ass and go be scared.
No, we don't mean you. We mean the team. We don't mean the fan base. We mean the fan base. We don't mean the fan base. We mean the players.
I just think
it really isn't, because what we're doing second then.
Can I ask you a question? I want everyone's opinion. Do you think there's certain factors stopping us from going out and chasing the big stars and all the big players?
We've never chased the big stars, Alan.
I know, but right.
I think we've
been before one. No, but they weren't. Haaland was. KDB wasn't.
He won the player of the season, though.
Right. But Savio won that last year. What are we doing here? Reinders
he didn't win the Liga player of the season.
Right, so Reinders won the Liga player of the season.
All right, I'll be blunt. Do you think UEFA and the Premier League are watching us, considering what's going on?
No, I'm going to be blunt. I'll be blunt. I think the fan base have become too arrogant.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we've become everything we didn't. And this standards bullshit that walks out, and it's fine, each to your own. People have got your standards are too high.
I feel like you argue with the ownership there, though, Martin, to be fair.
No, what it is I put it bluntly, I've got ugly people telling me they can get Sydney Sweeney as a girlfriend.
No, because Cole Doom comes out and says end of the season interview, so you can't argue with the fan base if the chairman's saying that.
That's Cal Doom. You know this, Elliot. People lie. They exaggerate a little.
The amount of times he said it, the amount of times he said, I don't think he's lying. The amount of times he said that, though.
I just think that people have got to lower their expectations at the moment.
People are they're still talking trebles and 100 points and doubles.
What else can you go? Like I said, what else can you go for?
Let's just get to winning one. See where we land. Let's just go back to one at a time.
Martin, the players we've brought in, right? I said to you at the start of the season, it's going to take 2 years rebuilding, and I'm convinced it's that 2 years. We brought players in. One, are not used to the way Pep plays. Two, are not disciplined. If you look at the players we brought in, apart from Donnarumma, he's the only one that's used to winning trophies. No one at the youth players have got in. Mate, no. All the people that were brought in the last year and a half,
Yeah.
It means last January, this summer.
Right. No, I get it. But all right.
Yeah.
So when we bought Shirky, is that any different from Bernardo?
No, but he's not won trophies. Bernardo won
He's
trophies.
been here 4 months. But that's part of the issue, Alan. People are back then. Let's go back 5-6 years. People had the patience to give these players time and the effort. No one's got patience to give players more than 4 months anymore.
Bernardo was playing at Monaco and won the French Cup.
Right.
So he had one
What was Leon? What was Shirky doing at Leon?
He hadn't won a trophy.
So what you want to do is just go and buy everyone who's won trophies.
So Pep likes players who perform game in, game out without taking a drop, or at least trying to do that. To compete, to win titles, as you want to call it, right? Mm-hmm. They have to be consistent. And at our moment, our players are not consistent. Nowhere near.
Right. You know our form in the last 3 games has been better than Arsenal.
I don't care. We're not consistent. In my eyes, we're not consistent.
That's why Arsenal aren't consistent.
Whoa. Hold on a minute. You can't do that, though, because you do
yes, I can.
No, you can't. Who's currently top of the Champions League format?
Arsenal.
Who's top of the Premier League?
Arsenal.
So if it was to win, now who wins?
Elliot, I said in the last 3 games.
You can't do that, though, Mike.
In the last, hang on. In the last 3 games, we picked up 6 points. They picked up 5. So who would you say is more in form?
They're still top of the league with 5 points.
So who's in form more?
It doesn't matter who's in form more, does it? We've just played Leeds. They've just played Chelsea, who were second.
I just feel like people want to moan for the sake of moaning.
No, how's that moaning?
I'm not. We're not.
Arsenal played Chelsea today.
We're second. I'm trying to be constructive. Our players not used to winning stuff that we've got. Half the side are not used to winning stuff. They have to learn to be consistent.
And they're probably just not good enough, Al. That's probably the way that it is, isn't it?
We'll find out, won't we? We'll find out next summer. Because if they're not good enough, Pep will get rid of them.
Thank you, Governor. What are we doing here? We're second. What's with the meltdowns? Because we're not top of the league by 10 points.
Governor, my man. If you accepted the performance at weekend, I look at performances, and we got away with it at weekend, and we did get away with it.
Yeah,
I think everyone agrees with that.
Yeah, I was going to say, just on the back of what Alan and Elliot were saying, I will concede that if you were to go through our squad, whilst we have got the names, we don't have as many great players. We have a lot of okay/good players, but we don't have enough of what we describe as great players who actually have.
But on the same, on Martin's side, where are the good players around? They're not.
That's the other thing we were discussing. And this goes back to the point, the question you asked earlier, Alan, about is there something stopping us from going out there and getting the top players? Well, answer that's quite simple. There's not enough quality out there. It's like right now we need a right winger, for example. And
we need a fullback. We need a right fullback.
We need a right fullback, yeah. And but if you were to then go and narrow down the list of the right backs you want and the right wingers you want, you'll come to the same players that a Madrid would want, a Barca would want, a Bayern would want. Do you mean all of a sudden everyone's now going for that same player, just targeting the same players because the shortage of quality, which makes it hard. So when we bring up guys like the Elises of the world, we can expect a heck of a lot of competition.
He's not leaving Bayern Munich. No way in a million years. No way he's coming to him. No way.
I'm glad you pointed that out as well, Alan, because I think a lot of people think it's quite straightforward to get Elise. He wouldn't have signed a new contract just to come waltzing back, in January or next summer. He's going to be there for at least another season.
And the rest. Why would he leave? Why? Bayern Munich are one of the favourites to win the Champions League this year, without any doubt. And Vincent's done a good job. He really has there. He's not leaving there. Why would you leave?
Plus, they pay pretty damn well. That's one thing a lot of people forget this. Bayern will make sure to pay you well to keep you there.
Yeah. I agree with you on that subject. I just think we've still got a lot to do in the next coming years to rebuild that club. Not 1 year, next
But
coming
nobody's
years.
but Haaland to pay. By the way, Matt, thank you for the £2. Haaland needs a reality check. Put him on the bench. I said that. I got told off.
Well,
Anyway,
you're right about Haaland's body language. I've seen it a few times this year.
yeah, I've said it earlier. The fan base is still in player FC mode. The thing is, listen, I get it. The problem is, Alan, you're saying patience, and then you're moaning about everything else. So you're not allowing the patience, though.
Well,
you're not giving these players the patience because you're going, they're not good enough after 4 months.
Well, I just think that the mentality's weak.
How was the mentality weak when we scored in the 91st minute and won it? That's not weak mentality. I think people don't understand the word mentality then.
I just think we're weak. Well, I really do think we're weak.
I disagree. I think people are chucking the word mentality around and they don't actually understand what the word means.
Soft.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. I got to jump off.
Big up, Ed.
Everybody,
yeah, there's a difference between being soft. Mentality is not soft. Physicality-wise, you can say soft. I would agree with you. But mentality, you don't. Last season, Alan, I would say you can question the mentality. Yesterday, we were good in for that winner. You saw what it meant to everyone in that stadium and to them players.
I would not
poor mentality.
I would have like they would do that online, in all fairness, against the bottom of the league. I would have like they would try to get a winner.
No, but see, you're doing the bottom of the league thing. You're doing the arrogance of the bottom of the league. So Aston Villa want to beat Wolves 1-0 then. So what Villa crap?
No, but they are really poor, the Leeds.
Don't forget. Yeah, what I will say to you is
we have no divine right to railroad anyone.
I never said that. I never said that.
I think everyone in the chat and everyone the viewers, if they're watching this record, we have got to be patient. This is not a quick fix.
But you're not showing the patience in
I know.
Your arguments.
I know. I just think the squad is soft. I think the squad lacks quality. I'm talking about the squad, not the team, the squad. I think it's going to take longer than we anticipated to get to where we want to be. And if it's another year,
my argument, Alan, where people want us to be is back where we were 3 years ago. That is not happening.
I think we are a year to 2 years away from getting the squad that we would like.
But that doesn't mean you can't win a league.
I'm not saying that.
You can't win trophies.
I don't think we'll win the league. I said that at the start of the season, and I still say the same.
Fine. So Chelsea fans, should they give up the ghost now? Chelsea fans.
I think. Well, mate, I just think that Chelsea are potentially a very, very good side. They're a young side, but potentially a good side. They proved that in the World Cup.
So what are they doing below us?
Mate, I think Maresca's done a very good job there, which he has. He has.
No, it's the way you dodge the question.
I know, but
it's the way you're dodging the question because I've just caught you out on it. You can't go Chelsea at this. Why are they below us?
I'd like their fullback, I'll be honest with you.
They're getting beat by Sunderland at home. And you're sat here telling me we're this, that. This is what I mean. I'm sorry, some City fans are talking out of both sides of their asses because they don't know what they want anymore. We're flip-flopping all over the gaff.
You're mentioning something for next weekend.
I'm not saying we were great second half. We were crap second half.
Oh, terrible.
People are talking like we're third bottom. We're damn second. I'm not saying it was great, but we are still second. When we went into the weekend, we were 7 points behind Arsenal. We're down to 5. If this is us playing shit, I can't wait to see us when we're playing damn good.
We're going to play good, though. That's the question. No, I'm asking a genuine question. That's what I probably think people are questioning, isn't it?
We played good against Liverpool.
Yeah, well, they were shit. Let's get it right. Their performance has not been. I don't think our performances have been very good. I really don't.
I'm not asked about performances. There's where we're different. I'm not asked. Performances don't win your title. We won a title when Arsenal and Liverpool played better football than us, but we won the league. Performances don't win your titles. Sexy football don't win your titles. Points mean prizes, not performances. If I want to watch, this is the problem. People are too bothered about being entertained. Go to the pictures. Sport's about winning. It's not about being entertained.
Well, it is about winning. I agree, but I don't know. I'm not.
Right. I mean, that's it. With all due respect, Alec, you talk about patience, but then 2 minutes later, you melt down more than anyone. True. It's like the Club World Cup. I don't care about the Club World Cup. I don't care if we get beat. We get beat, and you're beating everyone up.
Well, we won a weekend, which don't get me wrong, I was pleased about, but performance wasn't there for me.
Papering over the cracks, I think that's the only problem I say.
Right, and that's fine. Then everyone else is papering over the cracks.
They're not though, are they?
Yes, because we're higher than everyone but Arsenal. Where are we in the league, Elliot? Where are we in the league?
Second.
Right. How many points was we behind Arsenal at the start of the weekend?
6, 7.
7. How many are we now behind?
5.
Right. So has it not been a good weekend? Not the best performance, I agree.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't go back up again on Tuesday, though, is it?
Well, let's back it up on Tuesday. Let's get to Tuesday. Everyone's got crystal balls out and predicting everything here.
Let's see if our performances away from home can improve.
Do you know what it feels like? It feels like some City fans are begging for us to lose to be right. That's the bit I can't get my head round. I talked about this with Daps earlier. Little spoiler for you. I mean, Daps like, some are begging for us to lose.
I'm not.
To be proved correct. Back to this gotcha moment. I told you we were shit. We were shit in the treble season until January. Albeit we had a better squad. Totally agree with Elliot in that. But let's get to January and see if we do. Because I agree we need to buy 1 or 2 players, better players. I agree. We need to sell 1 or 2. Like, hey, look, Sam, True Martin, LB's chat is full of City fans saying, please lose. Please lose. Why? Why? Why are City fans begging for the team to lose? I find that remarkable. Why? Just so you can go, I told you.
It's usually the pep out patrol.
I find it astonishing. Imagine, Elliot, me and you went to the game and we were begging them to lose. We'd get crucified.
No chance. I never want them to lose. Fucking hellfire.
Again, I will say we were shit against Leverkusen and we were garbage that second half. Do not deny that. But the mentality to get the winner in the last second shows, you know what? We still won it. And don't get me wrong, we were crap. Gvardiol and Nunes were not good.
Because Guardiola's been average this year. He's dropping off big time. And I don't understand why. Maybe it's time to rest him for a while. Until he gets
I'd rest him Tuesday, bringing Cushion off. What would you do, Elliot, Tuesday night? Would you bring some people out? Bring some people in?
Stones.
Rich said that earlier. Rich said bring Stones in.
I thought Stones.
Not sure. The game changed my opinion on a few people, to be fair.
Oh, go on then. Who's it changed it on? I'm intrigued.
Well, did you watch performance on Tuesday?
Yes.
Who did you think played well?
I've tried to forget about it. I have tried to forget about it a little bit.
I could have killed Pep before that game. Before it. I knew that.
Probably Cherky. I'd probably bring Cherky in. That's probably
where are you at with the centre back? Would you change? Give Gvardiol a rest?
Yeah.
And who would you bring in? Because I won't bring in Ake, by the way.
Have Fulham got a quick up front player? It's really quick.
Yeah, they've got Adama Traore.
Oh, right. In that case, then it could be Cousin off then.
The only thing is, though, I think that dictates who you then put in front of him because he's not the person who gets up the wing and crosses.
Well, yeah.
You'll lose that Nunes part of the game.
I'm not saying play him at centre half though. Can he not play centre half?
No, because the quick plays for Fulham are down the flanks.
Down the wing. Well, in that case, Stones and Diaz for me. Play centre half.
Stones are slower than Cousin.
It's a shame we've not got
Guardiola.
Rodri back. You know,
But where you play,
we've not got Rodri back.
Where you playing Cousin off though? If you're playing him on at full back, then you have to play Diaz and Stones.
Play Cushion over.
That's what
I
it
play
is.
Cushion over right back, then I put Nunes on wing.
That's a shout. That's a shout.
Yeah.
That's a shout.
I think City. I'm accepting City if they finish in the top three. I'll be very happy with that.
Oh, he's gone to top three now, so he's admitting he's lost his bet. Yes, 50 quid back in my pocket.
Yeah. Well, I just think if we finish in the top three, I'll be quite satisfied with that. I'm being realistic. I think we win a cup competition like the FA Cup and the League Cup. Fine, I'll take that all day long. Champions League, I think we'll get to about quarterfinals. I'll be honest with you. If we do that, I think we've achieved something good. I don't think we're good enough to win it. I'll be honest. But you never know. You never know. It's a knockout competition. You don't know.
He meant top five in the Champions League. Sam is changing it over. O'Reilly, Kushinoff, Diaz, Nunes. Kushinoff is ready. Yeah, well, we're going to wrap up there. I'm going to send you over to LB, where I'm going to join the panel for half an hour. Big up Paul for joining us. Elliot, Alan, Total, Ed, Rich earlier. We'll be back for Blues Down Under Tuesday, where we'll do the Fulham preview. I'll do it from my phone as I'm travelling down to London. Yes, Alan, my apologies. I am going to Fulham away, so I'll stick a tenner on Fulham to win.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Thursday, you know as well as I do, we'll lose that then. Are you driving?
Yes.
Are you driving?
What do you think I'm doing? Going by helicopter? Elliot's lending me his helicopter for the week.
Good luck parking down there in the West London. Cost you about 50 quid.
How do you know I'm not parking at Watford?
Well, no, I'd get the train. I won't be fucking going. No.
And then next week, I'm going to Prague.
But
Going for my birthday weekend.
You're going with your missus, though, aren't you?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
You just got to go for meals and you can't go and enjoy yourself, can you?
Wow.
the lads will understand what I've just said.
Wow.
I've been to Prague a few times on stag news, and trust me, it's entertaining.
Well, ask Elliot. Elliot spends his life abroad. He loves
Not
going
with that.
abroad. doesn't Elliot?
Not wrong with that, man.
Prague.
Right, this is going to send you over to It's LB for a lot of love for his panel show. I'm going to join over there in a couple of minutes. Mank Way Raid in the chat. We'll see you on Tuesday for Blues Down Under. Yeah, not the best performance, but we got the win. Take care all, and as always, up the Blues. Come on.